Hello, my lovelies. I hope everyone is well. I've decided to kind of do a little bit different tonight. I'm in my crazy dining room that needs to be redone. My plant room is right back there. And I thought this would be kind of a working live. Why not, right? So, I look a hot mess. I've got wild hair. This is all natural curl, and it's crazy. It's very windy. It hit 90 degrees here, at least here on the homestead. And it actually hit 92 just before we got home. And we had about almost 75% humidity for a while. It was crazy hot and humid. This is only May, 9th? So we're having a very early hot summer. It's just, I guess, the way that it is. So I need to have I don't even have bugaboops. Yes, you got my frizzy hair. Sorry. I'm not sure where everybody else is, so until more people were coming in, I thought I received my gift today from Miss Sandy at Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And so when we get more people in here and saying hey, I will actually show you that. It's an amazing gift, and I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am to use it and all of those things. So, hi, Missy. That's fine. I know you got to get up early in the morning, girlfriend, and that is all good. Thanks for stopping anyway and saying, hey, love you. Hello, Ken and Barb. How are you? Yeah, so I thought we would do something a little different today. It'd be a working type live chat. Yes, I've decided that it was time for me to come back and say hey to all of my wonderful, amazing subscribers and friends. You're all my friends. So I decided last week that, you know what, I'm missing out on so much, and I thought, if nothing else, I can at least come do my lives so that people can say hey, and hopefully I'm getting back into the swing. Once I get back into the swing of doing the live chats weekly again, then I'm hoping to move back into making more content. I have a couple of things I'd like to try out, different ways to film and edit. So I'm not really doing a whole lot of filming and stuff yet. But I thought maybe I would get a whole bunch of, hi, Cindy, how are you? I thought maybe I would try and get a whole bunch of stuff filmed and maybe in a different way and, see how it goes with getting content back out. But I thought I would make this a kind of a working live tonight. So I have some very dry tomato plants. Well, they're dry now because I let them dry out, that I need to pot up. I cannot put them in the ground quite yet because while it hit 92 degrees today and humid as all get out, we're still expecting at some point in time a late hard freeze. So yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I've potted up, last week I potted up some, yeah, I don't think so. I'm getting a restricted call, and I don't answer restricted calls. Sorry. But I have some things going on in my personal life that I don't really want to share with everyone right now. And so I kind of am glued to my phone at the moment, because, family and people who are like family are very important, obviously. So I'm trying to keep a very close ear on my phone, close watch on my phone for texts or calls or whatever. Unfortunately, when it comes in restricted, I'm very hesitant to answer a call. So anyway, okay. So I'm a dirty mess. I did change my shirt, but it's just still a work shirt. So, I thought that maybe I would go ahead and pot up these Roma tomato plants and kind of talk to you all while I was doing it, because I have not been able to devote any real time to everything. It's been crazy the last few weeks. It's been just absolutely nuts around my house. Hello, Homesteading Hustle. How are you? All right. So, really cheap, but very effective way to pot up your plants. I went to Costco and I bought these 10-ounce cups, plastic cups. They're shorter than red Solo cups. Red Solo cups. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. The red Solo cups are fantastic to pot up in. If you are potting up to sell seedlings to somebody, seedling plants, which some of these I probably will, and I'll pot up in different pots or red Solo cups. But 10 ounces, excuse me, I have the hiccups. 10 ounces is it's kind of pushing it, frankly. So I really didn't want to go too overboard with putting all of the tender plants that I have completely into the ground, or using a ton of potting soil to get them potted up, but they need more room than their 2-inch soil blocks. And I purposely let them dry out just so that I could pick them up and move them. But here's one of the soil blocks, and you see I have 3 beautiful plants that are growing out of this one little 2-inch soil blocks. I try to overseed everything. I usually put 2 or 3 seeds into each soil block, because you never know what's going to germinate and what won't. Sometimes they all germinate, sometimes none of them germinate, and sometimes just a few. Wow. Well, that's sad. I got a few cups that are cracked already. So I won't be using that. But if there's only 3 so far, hopefully there won't be any more. But I thought 10 ounces is pretty good. My 4-inch pots that I have are they're still just too much. So those will be the ones I probably end up maybe selling if I don't put in the ground. So, but there are 150 cups. There were 150 cups in the whole shebang, and it cost me $8 at Costco. And these are things that instead of one-use plastic, they're actually multiple-use plastic. And I am absolutely all about the reduce, reuse, recycle. My whole motto is live from the earth, play in the dirt. So it's very important to me that I try to be as sustainable as possible. And I try really hard not to do like one-use plastics, especially. I actually watched a documentary on that, and see, now this is a one-use plastic. So probably what's going to happen to it at this point is I will cut it up. The only problem that I have with doing that, with cutting up plastic, is that after watching this documentary, I thought, holy cow, what are we doing to our planet? There's a floating island of trash out in the Pacific Ocean, and it's actually home to like 1,000 different species of tiny little fish and things of that nature, just tiny little wildlife. Well, there's also a rescue in Florida, and they rescue between 60 and 100 sea turtles per year, and multiple breeds, I guess you could say, multiple species of. I guess I don't know how they classify animal. I'm not an animal expert. Sorry. Hi, Deb. You put your tomatoes out anyway. I know, and I think so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pot up in these 10-ounce cups, and then I'm going to go ahead and take them out to the. I'm going to take them to the hoop house and put them in the hoop house, and I'm just going to go ahead and roll up the sides of the hoop house because it's so hot. Tomorrow we're still supposed to be in the 70s, and that's just crazy. But my garden is even ready. But they were saying in this documentary that, hey Terry, they were saying in this documentary that these sea turtles that they are rescuing, and when they have to necropsy them, do an autopsy on them after they passed and whatnot, they're finding tiny particles of plastics in all the sea life, So I'm going to try my best not to use as much plastic, but we are a country that is really dependent on one-use plastics, and I'm not sure. I think, obviously convenience is a big thing, but we could do so much better. We could do so much better. So I'm sitting in my dining room, which needs to be redone, like the rest of my house. But you know what? I own my house. I owe nothing on my house, so I have 0 house payments. And I live in a very tiny little town with 3 acres, so I'm not going to complain. And I didn't bring anything to open this. Okay, so first of all, with potting up, I went out and I bought my typical. I really like the brand Black Gold for seed starting mix, and that is what these 2-inch blocks are. But I wasn't able to get the large. I don't know, what is it? It's 50 quarts ish of the Black Gold seedling mix. I couldn't find a bag that big. And to get those when you're buying those little bags of seed starting mix for like $5 a piece, $5 to $7, depending on what you're buying, it gets really expensive when you're trying to do multiple seeds. And I'm talking hundreds and or thousands of seeds. So it gets really expensive to do that kind of stuff. Now I went out and I bought the Black Gold garden soil. The problem with that is that I noticed as I was potting up my other tomatoes, the San Marzano tomatoes that I had potted up, this soil has so much mulch in it, and it's carrying a fungus in it, and I'm not happy at all. I'm getting this fuzzy, little fungus on top of my tomato plants, or the dirt, I should say. So I will be sprinkling some cinnamon just on top of the dirt. Cinnamon acts as an antifungal, antimicrobial. It's fantastic, and it'll protect the soil integrity and the nutrients in the soil. Although with garden soil, which is compost, it's literally composted mulch. So there's really just not a whole lot of, I guess, life in it, and a lot of good things. So when I went to Costco and I bought these cups, they actually had on sale, and I'll kind of point you down here real quick just to show you. I did get Miracle Grow, but it's the organic choice. You can't really see it. I'm on my table. I have everything on my table. But it's moisture control potting mix with compost. And I thought, that'll be okay for, about a week before I can hopefully get my garden completely ready. The reason my garden is not ready is this weekend my husband and I moved my chickens and fenced in a whole new area for them and got them out of the garden. I have to get that tilled under and watered down and tilled under again, just kind of do that, just keep doing that cycle over and over for a couple of weeks so you can get that really ground in and mixed, because unfortunately chicken excrement is very hot. It's the hot compost, and so it'll burn the roots of tender little seedlings, and it can also completely kill off your seed if you put it in the ground in that. It's not it's not set in stone that will happen, but that's typically what happens. So hi Gary. How much cinnamon? Literally a very light coating. You just kind of sprinkle it over the soil around the bed of the plant. It's nothing major. It's just like a sprinkle around the top. Yeah, it's nothing. You don't need a ton of it. You need a good light dusting is really all you need for cinnamon to put on them. Sandy, hello. I was waiting for you to come in, and I received your gift today. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. So I wanted to show you all. Oh, I gotta move this back here real fast. I gotta rearrange things just to show you. See if I can get a hold of it all. Hello, fly. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the table. Okay. Miss Sandy sent me this amazing Ninja. It'll make the smoothies and my protein shakes and all of that stuff. I've been having a very hard time eating because I need to have my esophageal rings restretched. Well, I have to jump through a bunch of hoops because I am on disability. I have to jump through a bunch of hoops with Medicare. So I have to go to my regular physician, who is not in the office right now because he's out with a broken wrist. So I have to go to him, and then he has to refer me back to the GI doc that I saw, who then has to refer me on to the other GI surgeon, I guess, and he will do an EGD colonoscopy on me, and then he'll stretch my esophageal rings as we do that. I have also discovered throughout my whole journey with all of my issues and whatnot, I have discovered that I missed a lot of cues, and I missed a lot of things just even that my doctors had said to me. The GI doctor that originally, she had diagnosed me with all of these different things with my stomach and my digestive system, and she said, I'm giving you, I literally have a list. I have a list of diagnoses for various things that it's like 2 pages long, front and back. So, like I had mentioned last week, I have fibromyalgia. I also have IBS with C, and I have gastroparesis, and then my esophageal rings collapse on top of that. So I am just a hot mess when it comes to anything digestive, anything that just, really. I mean, it affects my life in a major way. And for years, I couldn't figure out. And my doctor still. I need my air conditioner is going to kick on, and I'm terribly sorry because it's very loud. Hopefully, you guys will still be able to hear me. I had to do it in my dining room, and my furnace is all exposed. My unit. We have to build a wall and cabinet and everything for it, and it's one thing at a time, right? Well, thank you that I'm a beautiful hot mess. I appreciate that. So, in essence, to boil it all down, basically, I need to be on the autoimmune protocol. I need to watch my fiber intake. It has to be low. I cannot have a lot of fiber. And I have to do a lot of I have to eat a lot of frequent, very small meals if I can swallow them without a lot of pain. So soft foods are the best for me. So this is going to help me so much. I have a blender, but it doesn't really, it just blends things. This is actually an emulsifier. So what this will do is it will take out, it's actually going to take more out of the pulp, and it'll pulverize that pulp a lot more. And so I'll get more nutrients from it, which if you're a foodie at all, or just, a health enthusiast at all, you'll probably know that it seems like most of the nutrients are like right on the inner sides of the skins of like apples and things like that. So I do have a fly flying around here. He's driving me crazy, and I've been chasing him on and off all day, but I've been working outside too. So everything wants to hatch all at once. It's bug season. It's Iowa. But this also came with a smaller one. And these lids are amazing because, I can't get it on right now. There we go. It's a travel mug. I am pumped. I don't know why. The craziest little thing, like the littlest things in life, just, I don't know. They amuse me. I'm pretty easy to please sometimes, I guess. It also came with a recipe book, and it says there's 75 recipes in here. I have not had time to open it, but I will get to that, and hopefully next week I'll have some stuff to report to you. Tomorrow I have to take out some stuff that. Hey, Drops, how are you? Yeah, I know. I'm back. I'm coming back though. Slowly but surely, I'm gonna come back. So I'm gonna put this over here. So tomorrow I have to take something, and I gotta go ship it via UPS. So it's gonna take it down to Texas to a customer that my husband painted. So yes. And while I'm out tomorrow, then I've been researching different protein powders and things of that nature. And I have to do, like I said, it has to be low fiber, has to be high protein, low fiber, but I really need to start staying away from refined sugars, processed foods, dairy, yeah, all that fun stuff. Right? I can make a pureed pizza. It'll be awesome. Oh, you know what? I've never had gazpacho. I've never had it. I would love to try that. So if you have a recipe, like email that to me because I would love to try that. Um, I'm actually drinking some 7 Up with violet liqueur in it. So like I said, it's a really low alcohol content, but it's just it's such a sweet flavor, and but it's not overly sweet. So I thought I really kind of needed to relax a little bit tonight, and I really wanted to. So I thought I can have a drink. I can have a little drink. It'll be all right. Yeah, I heard it's really good. Yes, there is a lot of salt in soda, which I do have to stay away from. But to be honest, like I don't drink a whole lot of soda anymore. I just honestly, for like the last, I don't know, maybe year and a half, maybe 2 years in total, I started drinking sodas again, and usually only in mixed drinks. And then I started drinking a little bit more again, and then yeah, so I've always just tossed all kinds of random things in. I'm sure I could find a good base recipe. Okay, yeah, that would be awesome. That would be fantastic. Okay, so as I was explaining, I am going to I'm going to pot up these Roma tomatoes. These are Romas. And I'm going to use the Miracle Grow Organic Choice. And I'm going to use a 10-ounce cup versus the big, I don't know, what are those, 16-ounce or 20-ounce? I don't know. The red Solo cups, that's just too much soil. So, yeah, carrots and apples are always a fantastic base. So I did get some carrots today. And I think because I have to go to a bigger town, I think I'm going to go into Sam's Club and just buy a big bunch. I think I can get like 3 pounds of carrots for just a few dollars. So I think I'm going to go do that. And I snack on carrots. I like carrots. So yeah, yeah. See, I drink coffee and I put the creamer in it. Yeah, so that kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? So yes, thank you for shutting down or for shutting off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start potting up this with this soil. I can show you. Also, I noticed that with the other composting, see what I mean? I noticed with the other soil that I was using to pot up with, it has a lot of gnats in it. And so my house is full of gnats, and I've noticed flies, and I'm just like, what? But again, it's bug season in Iowa. So, I mean, we have, our seasons are like bugs, road construction. It's crazy. We have such extreme seasons anymore, and but we definitely have a season of road construction and season of bugs. So, all right, I'm gonna move my Ninja over here. Sorry for bumping the table. And then, of course, so I like to sit here. You have bug season twice a year. I'm sure you do in Florida. Okay, this has a lot of mulch in it too, it looks like. It's a little more broken down, but we'll see, I guess. But I'm talking big chunks of mulch in that other stuff, and I was not happy. And there was just such a a film. Now this actually smells like good compost. It doesn't smell like chemicals. It doesn't smell. It smells like dirt, so that's a good thing. I cheated and got a dump truck load of green compost again. Oh, that's not bad. $279 for 11 cubic yards. That is not bad at all. No hornworms and stuff like that. You're lucky. You're lucky, Drops. All right. So I'm just going to dip in, actually. I think we'll just dip in a little bit, get some soil. I'm going to bend this lid down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I don't want it packed too tightly, obviously. And I'm just going to take this and crumble it over like I said, I let it dry out because I thought it would be, I noticed that it was, I don't know, it seemed to be a little easier and it didn't tear my roots as much with the other ones when they were drier. I've just kind of noticed over the years. So there's 3 of them. And I'm just gonna kind of make a little dibble here and fill in with dirt. And this dirt is actually, it's not like super dry, but it's hello fly, go away, my goodness. It's not super dry, but it's not like overly wet either, so that's a good thing. And then once I get this full, I think 10 ounces is pretty good. It's a pretty good size to up pot in. And I am notorious. I pinch off these first leaves every time. And my plants turn out beautiful usually every year. So unless the cold gets them and kills them. So I do, Sandy, I absolutely love the Ninja. I am so grateful for it. Thank you so much. And yes, I hope you have a wonderful evening as well. Let's see here. Neighbors across the highway own a wholesale compost business. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, so 2 days ago, I literally had my heater on, like my furnace was on. Yesterday, I shut it off, or maybe it was 3 days ago. Anyway, I had the heater on. This fly is gonna. Why? What? It's every single. Deb, I know you can attest to this for me. Every single live I have a gnat or a fly every time. Every single one. But there you go. So they're all potted up, and when I get all of these all potted up here, I'll give them a good water, and I'm gonna go ahead and probably put some cinnamon on them later. I don't have it out here with me, so I'm not gonna do that. I probably should have put a drainage hole here, but you know, they aren't going to be in here for very long. And the good thing about having the clear plastic is that I can actually watch the water levels in the soil. So tomatoes do not like to be super wet, and they absolutely despise having their leaves wet. In fact, they'll yellow very quickly if they get too much water, especially on their leaves. Now with rainwater, it seems to be a little different. I don't know. At least that's been my experience. So I'm just going to continue to pot up. Also, before I started all of this, before I even went live, I actually cleaned off my table and I disinfected it with some vinegar. So with vinegar water. Just going to make a little dibble in here with my finger. Nothing fancy. Down we go. So how was you ladies' Mother's Day? Mine was very quiet. I had one of my children come over. The other two, so my oldest daughter, and my two grandbabies were over, and I got to have lots of baby snuggles. So I got lots of moon pie and pumpkin pie snuggles. So those are my nicknames for my grandkids because they're my world. This one, because I don't have too many true leaves up here, quite so full yet, I'm going to go ahead and leave these the first leaves on. I do that if they don't have big full first or true leaves. Like these are really not that big. This is not a very big plant, and the root system is not fantastic. So I'll go ahead and leave these first leaves on until they get a little bit bigger, and then pluck. Your plants will grow better because what it's doing is it directs the nutrients to the top and for better blossom. So that's what I'm told anyway. Let's see here. Leaves on tomatoes and peppers usually turn yellow when watered too much or lack of magnesium. This is true. Yep, very much so. So a lot of times when I go to plant in the ground, I will actually throw some Epsom salt. Sometimes I'll throw like some eggshell and some Epsom salt in the hole, put a little bit of dirt in it, and then plant down in it, because calcium and magnesium are, tomatoes demand that. They demand a lot of that, calcium and magnesium. So some people even have had fantastic luck. Like I know my Pop did it. I remember watching him do it. He would throw old eggs whole, usually whole. Sometimes he would smash, he'd break them up and throw them down in the hole. But before he planted into, before he planted into it. But it kind of depended. I'm not a huge fan of Miracle-Gro. I'm really not, even the organic stuff. But I got this bag. It's 50 quarts, which is, I don't know, what is that? 3 yards, maybe 3 cubic yards. I don't know what it usually comes in. Anyway, I got it for $7.99 a bag. So I bought my daughter one, my oldest daughter, and they have moved into their first house. They are buying their first house, but there is no yard. So she's doing a lot of container gardening. And so I gave her some plants, and, I'm trying to get her, I got her a couple of tomato plants to get her started. And I told her when I get more potted up and whatnot, I will give her some more. This one has a really nice root on it, but it's still very small. So I don't want to, I'm not going to take those leaves off. I also don't want these to be super root bound, because then they're a pain in the butt to try to untangle and get laid in the ground when you go to plant them in the ground. So, but I gave her a couple of tomato plants, and I'm going to get all these potted up. I'm going to give her a few of these so she can plant this type as well. She has a San Marzano. She has 2 San Marzano, and these are Roma. So she'll get a couple of these, and then as soon as I get stuff potted up and put out into the hoop house, I am going to make room for starting new seeds. So my garden is going to be very late, probably, but I'm going to adjust as I go. I really am. Oh, this little baby, look at him. he's not gonna, I'm not even gonna attempt to plant him. But so my Mother's Day was good. My son called me. He couldn't come back because they were negotiating union contract Saturday, so he didn't want to. He couldn't drive back on Saturday and stay and all that stuff. So I said that's okay, and I think he's coming back next weekend anyway. So I said that's fine. But he called me, and then my youngest daughter, my middle child, she called me. She was going to come over, but she's had a really busy week, so she didn't. But she has something, she said she has something very awesome that she is making me. So I would assume I will see her sometime this week. So I got lots of moon pie snuggles and pumpkin pie snuggles. It was nice. And they gave me a watering can of flowers. It's obviously cut flowers, but it's in a little pink watering can. It is the cutest. So, and I was down. Oh, I'm gonna pluck these off. I was actually down with a migraine because Saturday, my husband and I moved the chickens, and we put in. Well, I had already put up 50-foot worth of chain link fence and some T-posts. So I had already run 50 feet of chain link fence, and my awesome hubby helped me move the chickens, and we ran another 100-foot of chain link fence. So my chickens they're out of the garden, obviously, but then they are also, they're going to be in this dedicated space for a while until I can build a new coop, which I'm hoping will be by midsummer. And I am going to build a movable, I'm going to take a 50-foot length of fencing and some T-posts and attach it, and then I'm going to rotate them through that part of the yard so that they're not, decimating the entire yard all at once. So you've done the egg thing. So has everybody else? How many other people have done the egg thing? Because, like I said, I've not done the whole egg thing. I've just done eggshell. Calcium and protein when planting. Yeah. Really good luck with cherry tomatoes, and my trash can of garlic came up this year. Awesome. You know what? I will tell you that whole internet thing last week. I was so upset because I had used Streamlabs instead of StreamYard, and I'm just gonna tell y'all, Streamlabs sucks. I don't like it. It buffered my internet so bad. And so I did not have a really good turnout, for one, but number two, I just really was not happy with the whole the buffering, and just, it was terrible. So I think it's too much of a and I have a gaming laptop. I have an Alienware gaming laptop, so I've got at this point I only have 8 gigs of RAM in it, but it's more than enough for the applications that I use it for. And Streamlabs is just, it's such a systems hog. It just bogs everything down. I do need turkeys. You should send me turkey eggs, because guess what I'm gonna do tomorrow? Today I spent the day outside. I trimmed up all of my berry bushes. I trimmed back my berry canes. And tomorrow morning I am going to go out and I'm going to start tilling around that and start pulling out like runner raspberries and all of that fun stuff, because I don't want them all over my yard, or to take over my entire garden. So I definitely want to. I want to get those tilled up and get them out of there, pull them out. But with me looking to build a bigger coop, I'm actually on the hunt for an old, just a cob crib. So it's a wire corn crib. Most people, I know that Ken and Barb will know what I'm talking about, because they're very popular here in Iowa, or used to be anyway. And here comes the air conditioner again. And I have it set at 75, so it's still really that warm out. But anyway, I really wanted to make a coop out of that particular one. And I can cover it in the winter with, with greenhouse plastic and whatnot. And it'll still get good ventilation and all of that fun stuff. So I really wanted to. I'm on the hunt, but I tell you, people think that they have gold because these cribs are sitting out and they're rotting. They're literally just sitting there. They're going completely unused, and people are asking, between $700 and $1,000 for them, and sometimes more. And then you have to come and you have to take them down yourself. So you're disassembling them and you're hauling them as well. And I'm like, if I'm going to do all of that work, I might as well just buy a new one. I mean, that's silly. I might as well just pay somebody, because then I have to come home and reassemble the whole stinking thing. So I might as well just pay somebody to bring me a new one and set it up. Of course, I don't know how much, I guess, a new one would cost, but I need to research that a little bit. But I thought it'd be a really good coop, actually. Okay, I am running behind here. Yes, yes, Terry does turkeys. She's got peacock. Well, she had peacock. She just had an attack last week, so it's still in the mid-50s there. How big is what? Can I add a run? Yes. Okay, so the one that I'm looking at, they want $700 for, which is really, I think, insane. My stepdad's trying to talk them down in price, and we're going to try and get it for, a few hundred versus, 700. But he will go with me. We'll go up and we'll take it down. He's got the jacks for it. It has to be supported as it's coming down. But it's I want to say it's 16 foot tall. It might be, yeah, I think it's 16 foot tall, and it's 16 foot across. And there is actually just about 15 miles from where I live, there is a farm that has peacocks, and they have the albino peacock. They've got a pair of albinos, which, for those of you who don't really know anything about peacocks are really noisy. They're really fantastic, but there are only two actual species of peacock, and they are the emerald green and the India blue. And both of those they can mutate. So to get like a white shouldered or a black shouldered peacock, or a completely black or completely white albino peacock, is just a mutation in genes. I've done some research because I would love to have peacocks. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do some convincing, maybe, of my council to let me have them. But my husband just hollered no. He's on the council. So yeah. And you've got peacock eggs too. So yeah, just send me peacock eggs, send me turkey eggs. I'll hatch them because I'm building my incubator. I was trying to get to it this week and I didn't. And then I was going to do it this weekend. And then we decided, nope, we've got to get the chickens moved. And it was just the two of us. So I was done. I was plumb wore out yesterday. There was no doing anything yesterday. And I ended up with a nagging, not debilitating migraine, but I've had some really weird migraines this past week because of all the pressure changes. And like they're ocular migraines now. For whatever reason, I'm starting to have ocular migraines. And so I don't have the same kind of pain that I normally have with my migraines, with my chronic migraine from my brain injury, but this was affecting my vision so bad, and I didn't even notice it until I went to go pick up some a food order, and I had to drive, and I had light just going. It was terrible. It was not good. I couldn't see very well. I didn't have a lot of depth perception or any of that stuff. It was not a good situation. I should not have been driving. But once you get into it, you're halfway there, and that's when you really start to notice it. You're like, I'm already committed. So so I took it really slow, and I was on a lot higher alert. So, what are you doing, hon? Oh, look at the root on that one. That's beautiful. I don't know if you can see it or not. There you go. So, but I made it home. I didn't hurt anybody, thankfully, or myself. So, I do have to I'm going to have to pay a lot closer attention, I think. And not get quite so far out before I really notice and go, oh wait, I can't really see very well. Okay, let me see here. Golden comets are cute. They're pretty. Get a frame kit named Shed Kit. All you have to do is straight cuts on the 2x4s and you get a shed. It costs about $55. Really? I'll have to look into that. We were in shock. We had to replace deck boards on a 7x8 area, and it cost $272 for 16 boards. Yeah, that does not surprise me. So did you go to Menards or Home Depot or Lowe's? We were just at Lowe's the other day, and the cost of lumber was insane. I couldn't even believe the cost of lumber. I was just looking at going, why? Yeah, your black shoulder guy. I know you got it's terrible. let's see here. Prices going up daily on stuff now. Yeah, the price of inflation right now is insane. I cannot even believe. I know that the most of the coastal states have a lot higher gas prices than us, but I just paid $4.19.9 a gallon for 10% ethanol. It got me like, I don't know, what did it get us? Like 6 gallons? Something like that. So, yeah, a couple ounces is about right. Your loophole is what? Your loophole is it's not a chicken. Terry, you're speaking Terrynese again? Telling you those shed kits have the brackets and real easy to build a shed or chicken coop. You can make it 10 feet wide and 8 feet long and just add another kit. I will. I will look into that. I absolutely will. That's crazy. Yeah, we're going to have to do something in front of the new studio. It's been there for just over a year. We've got to do something with whether it's a deck or just a walkway to it. I don't really even know, but something's got to happen with it because we've got pallets down now and they're not very good pallets, and then some crappy plywood that we had. So, but it keeps the mud on the ground and not on people's feet. Hello, Daffy. How are you? And that is correct. Every garden starts with one root. Absolutely true. Had lumber sitting in my cargo trailer for a couple of years now, so you lucked out. Oh, nice. Okay, I got you now, Terry. A peacock is not a chicken, and that's my loophole. No, but Terry is absolutely correct. So the peacocks are only allowed when they're mating, and they do that for like 3 weeks out of a year. Hi, Jess. How are ya? I don't think I'm going to pull these off either. I don't know. Some of these little tomato plants are not looking particularly wonderful with their true leaves quite yet, but they've got to get out of these 2-inch blocks. 52 by 4s in there. Oh, Drops, you need to send some my way, man. Jeez. What on earth did you miss? Okay, well, I just thought that tonight I would pot up I'd sit here and talk to you fine people, and I would pot up these Roma tomatoes. The ones that I've been saying I needed to do for a week? Every day Jess is on Marco like, well, did you get them potted up? No. Her and Christy give me a kind of a hard time, but Jess is like me. She's behind on everything too. So, so Jess just got her new garden bed put in, and she did cinder blocks and soil. And what'd you say? You can plant 16 of your hot peppers, of your hot pepper plants that you have grown. These have a really good set of true leaves and more coming. So I'm going to go ahead and pluck the first leaves. Pull up some more. But she said she grew 17, or she had 17 hot pepper plants that decided they wanted to grow. But she could get 16 in there. Yep, the concrete blocks. Yep, they're just the cinder blocks is what she's got. And she actually plants inside of those, she sets them on their side so that she can plant in the holes of the cinder blocks as well. So she's utilizing a lot more space, which is good. So she could plant like her marigolds and, you know, medicinal herbs and things like that in there. She's kind of got this on lockdown. She's been doing it for this way for a couple of years now, and it seems to really work for her. Yep, 16 pepper plants and room in the holes for chamomile. Oh, you're gonna do chamomile in there? Awesome. That'll actually be a nice. That'll be a nice balance of acidic and whatnot. So chamomile is obviously very soothing and whatnot. And if you were to throw some chamomile in like a meal with some peppers, it'll help take that fire out. Ooh, hello. I've learned a lot of I've learned a lot of things, obviously, about herbs and culinary tricks too, as well as, you know, just not even just medicinal. I don't know. What do you guys think? Think I should, because there's the true leaves. I think I should take those first leaves off. I think I'm going to leave them, honestly. These big ones are... The true leaves are not very big, so I might have to throw some... Maybe the cinnamon will help. I don't know when I get it on there. So with the San Marzanos that I potted up, I had 37 plants. So I now have 35 San Marzano tomato plants to put in the ground. And I don't know how many I'm going to have here. So let's see. There's... Yeah, I'm not going to count them. I'll count them when I'm all done potting them up. Let's see how many I have. And I'll give 2. I'm going to give 2 to my daughter. So she is container growing. She is exploring the container growing world because she doesn't have a yard really to speak of. So I think honestly, container gardening is a great way to A, start out, and B, is a great way to save as much space as possible, but still grow a garden. Okay, sorry. Here I gotta catch up. Plant anti-pest stuff around the edge. Yeah. You harvested tomatoes today, Terry? Yum. But you live down south. You live in Florida. You can do that. Us cold northerners don't get to do that. If I get my greenhouse built ever, I'll be able to do that year round. But we'll see. Let's see. Yes. This is true, Jess. It's hard to plant here in the northern climates, more northern climates. I mean, obviously we're not as cold as like Canada or whatnot, but we literally just went from pretty much winter to the hot summer. It was crazy. Oh, we had lightning strike just outside our bedroom window. Well, it couldn't have been too far from it. Yesterday morning, scared the bejesus right. I literally screamed. So, yeah, that it scared the bejesus out of me. But we couldn't find anywhere that it had hit, and thankfully there wasn't any damage. If there was damage to something, it hit something, it probably hit in the timber, And our poor timber is just suffering terribly. It's a hot mess. It went through the derecho, 2 years ago? Then it went through, well, it's gone through 2 derechos. Straight line winds and just super heavy rains and whatnot too. It's been
hurricane.
That's the derecho, honey. Inland hurricane, I know. But we've had tornadoes around us and all kinds of stuff. Our poor timber looks terrible. So we're gonna have to go in and start clearing it out and hopefully replanting. So I'm gonna see if I can find. I'd like to start by planting a hedge around the interior of it, so it gives us a little more privacy, a little more a better windbreak. We have farm ground around us, and they like to spray. So, and then we've got a highway just not too terribly far from us, so we get a lot of noise that way too. So it's just we've really noticed with not having the timber there and all of this dead wood falling and trees coming down that we don't have a lot of privacy anymore, and it's not quiet anymore. It used to be very serene, very peaceful up here, but not so much anymore. You're a 5B growing zone. Well, see, here's the thing with growing zones. I'm also a 5. I'm like right in the middle of a 5A, 5B growing zone. I'm right there on that line. But what a 5A growing zone for me is, or B, is completely different in the Pacific Northwest, or even in like Utah and Idaho and Nevada. It's just zones don't really mean anything. I mean, they do to the area, but they don't really mean, in the whole grand scheme of things, I don't think they mean a whole lot. Been doing a lot of companion planting vids for herbs and veggies. Yes, good. To dig up an old-fashioned rose bush to replace it with a hybrid violet climber. The old rose is the root stock that survived the winter after the graft froze out. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I got another rooster from the feed store this year. That's how I got Lou the Dick rooster. Also, chickens can change sex according to their need. So if the flock needs a rooster, it can get a rooster. It'll actually change sex. It's crazy at a really young age. Yeah, that's right. You did put those in the strawberries in your blocks, didn't you? Right there in the corners. Yeah. Salsify, yeah. 3 quail roosters left out of the 20 that hatched. The noisiest went in the freezer verse. I don't blame you, Deb. 11 roosters out of 20 birds. Yeah, I'll bet it was noisy. Hooey on that. So this seems to be a better composting soil. Like, I'm getting just small sticks and fibers and stuff. I am getting a few chunks, but not like the other stuff. And this doesn't seem to be full of gnats. But I think also what people don't realize is when you go to store, like at stores, we'll just say, when they go to store the leftover soil, bags of soil, I mean, they usually have them outside anyway, and so they're collecting all that rainwater over the spring, summer, and fall. And then they go and stick them inside, and they wonder why we have, gnats and stuff hatching out of them. Oh, I cannot believe that thing is kicking on again. So, there you go, noise again. That's how you got Bon Jovi? You might have. You may very well have. Now, I'm no chicken expert, but I've read actually in various places that happens. One bird might, if there's a need for a rooster in the flock, one bird might go ahead and end up changing sex on you. So something to bear in mind. Also, it's not always the easiest to try to sex, a brand new baby chick by feathers alone, pin feathers and stuff. So it's not always the easiest. So mistakes are made, and stuff happens. So you end up with an occasional rooster. Unfortunately, for some places, most cities don't allow roosters. I don't honestly know of any cities that do. And I have neighbors who don't mind the sound of my rooster, so they haven't complained too much. But he's kind of a dick. He's mean. 12 right now. 12 roosters. Just call my rooster Turkey. He's almost as big as a turkey hen. Really? Oh my gosh. I tried. I actually tried that with the boiling water trick. It didn't work for me. It didn't work last year, and it didn't work this year. I'm not. I just think I need to get away from that particular mix. I just need to start making my own. And I was thinking I would do a video actually on how to make your own free seed starting soil. You can do it. It's better to get things like coco coir and or peat or vermiculite. Vermiculite's actually probably the better of them all. So I had a friend that she worked in a vermiculite plant, and so I would get information from her because they sell this vermiculite by the truckloads, and the owner is like, "Oh yeah, you do this, and this with vermiculite." I'm like, "Oh, cool, beans." So. That was pretty cool. So vermiculite's actually really good. It's got good composition, and it'll help. It helps retain moisture, but it doesn't like drown your roots. All right, I don't know. I'm gonna have to start putting these somewhere else because I'm not gonna have a lot of room. I watch very carefully when I pick up bedding. I saw the employee put the new stuff on top of the old stack. Didn't even try to rotate it. I got a moldy one once. Took it back. Same. Yeah, it is a risk that you run. It really is. Most people don't. There are not very many people that take their job serious enough that they rotate stock. I bought lettuce today and I had to dig through to get to. I mean, they had expired lettuce, and it still looked okay. But I'm like, yeah, let's not poke that bear. I don't need to be sick. I'm good. I can have any farm animal I want just outside the city limits. I'm right on, pretty much on the edge of city limits, and we're tiny. We are a tiny town, so and this rooster's not going to live forever, so. Omaha doesn't allow chicken roosters. No, my quail aren't a problem, and they were inside all winter. Yeah, your quail are able to be raised inside, whereas chickens, I mean, they can be, but it's nasty. He's 26 inches tall, holy cow, and 20 pounds. Lou is probably, I'll bet he's probably 12 to 15 pounds anyway. He's a big boy, and his spurs are huge. They're probably good for it, almost 4 inches long. They're humongous. Lou is too. Lou's like super big. I hear the hawks. I hear the eagles, and I see all of them, but they don't attempt. They don't seem to really attempt to come down to attack my flock. Thankfully, knock on wood. So because he will. I've seen him. I know how aggressive he is, and he'll take it down. He won't care. We got a whole bunch of wild quail running around. Oh, awesome. Woodworking shop in town that gives the sawdust away, but I can't do a pickup load. No room to store. Well, yeah. I don't know where you would put it. You have a very tiny yard too. And you need your garage for your vehicle, so my seed starting mix is generally peat, vermiculite, and compost. Yep, that's a pretty good mix, actually. That's a very typical mix. Like straight up in the air about 5 feet and spur you. Oh yeah, lose a dick that way. Yeah, I have scars on my legs, on my thighs from him, from his spurs. He is just. That's why I made that shirt. Lou the Dick Rooster. Hashtag Lou the Dick Rooster, because that's his name. That is absolutely his title. That is his hashtag. He is such a jerk. I will stick with quail, thank you. He's really good with the ladies, and he likes to be hand-fed treats. Yeah, Lou's not so nice with me. He's not so nice with people, but he is so good with the girls. He does a great job protecting them, and he's just he's not a bad rooster. He's just bad for humans, or towards humans. So this is true, isn't it, Deb? Ladies always like the bad boys. I almost kind of think I need to put Lou in a in with another flock, or add more to it. I don't, but I'm kind of afraid to, because he's just so big. I think he would probably I mean, he kind of hurts my girls when he's trying to mate. So I'm gonna have to start making saddles for my girls, I think. Oh, let's see, what else was I gonna tell you? I don't know. I feel like I got a lot done this last week, and then I feel like I got nothing done. So I am doing an order for trade. I'm doing some masking, decal masking for a friend of mine, and in return, he is going to make me a sign. He's going to make a sign for our studio, a wood sign, and he's going to burn it with gunpowder, which is a really popular thing to do right now. But I'm kind of excited for that. So, like, sure, I'll trade you services. That's cool. And he's a really good friend of ours. He and Tony worked together, and he just recently had a stroke. Like, he went through and he did total health change and got himself super healthy and dropped a ton of weight, and just like he's super healthy, and then he had a stroke, and now he doesn't function like he used to, and so he's going through all of the emotions that I did at first when I first had my brain injury. And you just try to do things just to try to keep yourself busy and not notice the pain and, all of these things. So he has a lot of head pain as well. And I'm like, dude, I feel ya, and that's miserable, because when you have a migraine every day for nothing but head pain, at the very least, every day for 8 years, we'll talk. I get ya. I have had, literally from the day I fell and got my brain injury, I have not had one headache-free day, and most of my days have been migraines, and they're chronic migraines, and they were caused from the brain injury. And so the neurologist, who is amazing, we've tried so many different things, and she goes, I think at this point you are where you're at, and I think this is where you're going to stay. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I've been trying to be very supportive of my friend, because I understand what it's like to have your world ripped away from you, and he had to learn how to, after his stroke, he had to learn how to talk and all kinds of stuff again. So I told him, I said, that's not a hell that I can imagine at this point. I said, so I commend you for going through that and coming out on the other side, because that's amazing. But I can so empathize and sympathize with you on the whole pain issue. I really can. 8 years is a long time to be in pain, and it's never going to go away. So, but I'm going to try. This is part of my healing process. Growing food and raising chickens and having a homestead is part of my healing process. I really feel like it is, because I'm at least, what I'm doing is I'm replacing my nursing career, of taking care of people with, and growing and supporting life, with growing and supporting life in plant form or animal form. And that's been a really hard thing to adjust to, and it's been a really hard thing to surrender myself to. I've really had to surrender myself to that whole notion, and that's been very hard on me. And I mean, Jess can absolutely attest to that, because I mean, there are days where I'm just like, that's it, I'm done, I give up, I'm just, put me in the ground, I'm freaking done, I've had enough. I don't want to use that one. And yeah, so Jess can attest to that, Terry can attest to that, I think Deb can, because I think all three of you ladies I've confided and complained to, you know, a lot, and they have been amazing supportive friends. So that's why I say I have some of the very best friends in the world, and I don't even think that, I don't know, I don't think of, I have a handful of people that you're family. You know, you're really family. So you've been there for me, all that stuff. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know how much has been put out, but I'm going to ask you all to please send prayers, energy, light, whatever it is that you practice. Please send them to Kat and Denny. Mainly Kat, she's having some health issues. Well, they've changed their name. It used to be Random Mini Farm, and then it went to Wolf's Head Forge and Farm, and now they've just gone to May's Family Farm. So that's their channel name. I'm very close to Kat. I love her dearly, like a sister. I mean, I've been to their home, you know, I've been out there, I've been on their farm, and I brought back Kentucky Clud from their farm on my boots. So yeah. So please, if you know, you can light a candle. I don't care what you do, but please just ask for healing and light for them, because especially Kat, she's very special to me. So I know you are, Jess. I love you dearly. You really are my sister. Exactly, Deb. See, we just it took me a long time to figure that out, that I had to just refocus my attention on something else, and, you know, make my life better, still doing what I'm doing, but in a different fashion. And so I really just, it's rough. it's rough. My nursing career was my heart and soul. It was my life. Yeah, I was a nurse, I was a paramedic, I was a firefighter. Like, all of that went away in the blink of an eye. And let me tell you, that's not easy to deal with. So, oh yeah, arthritis is terrible. Yes, Deb eats a ton of fermented veggies. I've never seen a person eat so many dang veggies. Fermented veggies. Oh my gosh. I drink a lot. I actually drink a lot of green tea. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see exactly. So I know that she put out there that she was going in for testing today. So they're testing. They were testing her heart, and she did not get very good news today. So I just, just please keep her and the family in your thoughts and prayers and healing energies and all of those, whatever. I don't even care. Like, I don't care what you practice. Just please, well wishes, anything, because like I said, she's super, I'm very close to her. I love her dearly. She is like a sister. So I'm hoping that when it all comes down to, when it all boils down and everything, you know, gets going in the direction it needs to get going, I'm actually hoping to be out there for her procedure. So I don't know how I'm going to make that happen, but I got to try, because that's it's a major procedure. So dry skin and cooking, yes, coconut oil is fantastic. I don't like a lot of fermented anything. I really don't. It's too much of a bite for me. Not a fan. Not quite a ton. I don't know. I would say you drink it or you eat a ton of that. Gosh. Sorry. I'm gonna try and get this leftover dirt. As I'm laughing, I'm blowing dirt everywhere. So I'll try and clean it up a little bit anyway. Make some really spicy fermented radishes. They taste great on salads. I'm not into that at all. I just finally, I did try what Deb brought me. I'm willing to try anything, but she had come up and she was gracious enough to bring some fermented stuff, and so I did try, but it's not my speed. Like, I just can't do it. I did, however, we make brats frequently. Tony loves grilled brats, and you know, he's German. He's very German. So anyway, we do a lot of brats, which is also not good for the old ticker, in the sodium department. Not good for the blood pressure. But mix the seed germinating soil in with the compost or the bag soil. I just finally decided, okay, I can at least eat 2 big, like, oversized tablespoons of sauerkraut. I can choke that down with, you know, with a bratwurst, like, because my gut needs it, you know. So I do need to heal my gut, but that's going to be really hard to do with all of the issues I have. So but I think I need to start there. I think that's where a lot of illness stems from, is your gut. So I think that if we start to heal our guts, our digestive tract, etc., you know, I think that I think we'll all be a lot healthier. You drink hot sauce around there? Gross. Yes, you're right. My eyes did bug out. I don't like spicy. I can't do spicy. My stomach cannot handle spicy at all. My mouth can't handle spicy. And you would think it'd be just fine, because I am spicy. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so funny, because So on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. The chickens were still in the garden, and I was out checking on them because I think one of them is kind of, I don't know, she's being a little lame. She's not acting herself. I can't figure out why. Her vent is fine. Everything is fine about her. She just, I don't know if she just got a period of depression or something. I don't really know. Anyway, I was out checking on the chickens, and so I was crouched down behind their coop, and one of my cats, my black and white cat, Baby, decided that he wasn't having that, and he walked up to me, and I thought, okay, he wanted me to pet him, so I kind of petted him a little bit, and he backed his butt up and he peed on me and marked me on my leg. So Tony has been giving me a hard time, and he's like, so is that all it takes, is just pee on you and make you, and then you're owned, or what? Like, no, not happening. Oh, stupid gnats. So yeah, you put the hot sauce on the sauerkraut. Ooh, gross. I like flavorful foods, but I can't do the flavors that I don't like are overly salty. It's got to be really light salt. I don't like spicy, super spicy, because it upsets my stomach really bad. And I don't like sour. I'm not a big fan of sour. Some things are okay, and so if any of those things are going on a little too much in food, I won't eat it. I can't eat it. That is where I get very picky. And I'm not nearly as picky as my family is, so there's that. I did, however, finally got my husband to eat pork and beans. He hated beans growing up. He absolutely despised beans growing up. I always loved pork and beans and kidney beans. Now I'm not a fan of white navy beans. I don't like those. And that is because I don't like ham and bean soup. And my stepmom, when I was young, I said I didn't like it and it was upsetting my stomach. She made me eat a whole bowl of it, and then I got sick off of it. And because I kept telling her it's upsetting my stomach. I don't like it. I don't like the taste. It's upsetting my stomach. And to this day, I cannot eat a navy bean. And I will not eat ham and bean soup. I better be starving. So, number one cheese eaten here is habanero and pepper jack cheese. No. How far did the cat fly before he landed? I literally screamed out, "What the F?" And I pushed him off, and then he took off running because, I was dumbfounded. I was completely dumbfounded by that. I couldn't believe that he'd just done that. Like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? So Tony says, "Oh, now I have to compete against the cat for you." So The cats don't ricochet no matter how hard you try. No, they don't. Never been a fan of sauerkraut, but to be fair, I've only ever had the canned stuff. Okay, so I don't care for I don't care for fresh sauerkraut. Maybe if my taste buds evolve a little more down the road, I will. But when we get sauerkraut, I buy the Frank's brand sauerkraut, and it's usually the sweet sauerkraut. And the reason I do is because Tony says that tastes more like what his German grandmother used to make. So, and that's what his mom always, said too. And she was 100% German, and Tony's only half. So, and I'm only like a quarter or an eighth. Or something like that. I don't know. We were talking actually about that too. So his birthday was last Tuesday. It was what day was it? Wednesday? I don't remember. No, it was Tuesday, May 3rd. But anyway, he got a call on Facebook Messenger from his Dundagabi over in Germany. So he's like, that was the best birthday present ever. And I'm like, I'm sure it was. And they are super excited. They are all like, Dundagabi is so excited for us to get there. The whole idea is to try to get Tony to Germany for his 50th next year, his 50th birthday. He wants to get back home for his 50th. And so trying everything we can to make that happen. And the family over there is just elated and cannot wait. And they are hoping that it happens. And so, yeah. Now, I went and looked. It was the weirdest thing because I went and looked online today, and I can't remember what site it was, but it said, oh, yeah, fly to Germany for $248 round trip. And I'm like, baloney, because it's so much more expensive to fly. I mean, a ticket, I looked at tickets to fly to Pennsylvania, Dutch, German, and on my mom's side was Czech. We ate a lot of sauerkraut and dumplings and homemade noodles. Yep, I make a lot of homemade noodles and dumplings because I love them. They were very much a part of my growing up too, because my grandparents were, my grandfather was half German, because my great-grandparents came over, my great-grandma and grandpa Dorsher came over from Hamburg I guess they'd be my great-great-grandparents, right? I don't remember. Anyway, they came over in the 1880s, I think. So, I mean, my lineage hasn't been here that long in the whole grand scheme of things. But Tony likes to tease me and tell me, you're not German, you're American. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm American, but I have German lineage. A very German lineage. And so I talked to a little bit to Dundagabi about that, and I said, I want to come over. I'm excited to come over. I have a cousin that lives in Germany from that side of my family, from the Dorsher side of the family. And she lives over there. And I want to go see her. And I want to go to Hamburg because I want to see where my great grandparents got on the boat. to come to America for a better life. So she doesn't even know about it yet. But I mean, we were talking about it, but she didn't really know any of the details. And so we're trying to figure out, because where she's at is actually just south of Frankfurt, and where we're going, Hamburg is in the north central part of Germany. So yeah, so I don't know what state of Germany my lineage comes from. I don't know if they're Bavarian. I don't know if they're, I honestly don't know. Bavarian seems to be the most popular. I mean, that's where the Black Forest and all that is too. So anyway, I end up pulling up the little guy. I don't want to. He's got good top leaves. He's got good not first leaves, but he's got the good growth, but he's short. But so am I. So ew, pepper. I don't like pepper jack's cheese. I love red cabbage. I do love red cabbage, but I've never had red cabbage sauerkraut, so I might have to try that too. Grandmother on dad's side was okay. I got all that. Loves hot and spicy food. Ugh. I can't do it. Like, the spiciest I can get is a little bit of salsa. Jalapeno, that's about the spiciest. I love to grow peppers, and I love the hot peppers. I love to grow the hot peppers, but I don't really want to eat them because I know how much pain I'll be in if I do. The rest of my family does not share my spicy enthusiasm. First class is a must. Okay. Brother's 5'10", she's 5'11". Nephew going with them is 6'7" and 3. Oh my gosh. First class is expensive though. This was for economy, I think. I told Tony, I said, well, maybe we should fly business. Maybe we can fly business class if we can get cheap enough tickets. Because the goal is to take everybody to Germany to meet the German family. And who knows? We may not be coming back. We'll see. We'll see what the state of the what the state of the whole situation is over there when we get there. Germans are very much, yes, follow the rules kind of thing, and they've always been that way, I guess. It's kind of see, there's that gnat. He must have, I don't know what he escaped from. Sorry. I know that shook the table. I would love to fly first class, but we'll see. And if we can, we'll be flying with a 1-year-old, a 10-year-old, and then the rest of us are adults. So let's see. Volcano hot. Oh, gross. We're all a little nuts here. Oh, hello. You're falling apart already. You fit right in, Deb. We're all a little nuts here. Ripe jalapeno dipped in ranch. Oh, what is it with ranch? People in ranch. Hungarian peppers are not hot though. Crazy stupid hot is it is. It's stupid insane. Well, Tony, when he was working, he was a BMW tech, and so he was working at the BMW dealership, and before he went to Volkswagen, went back to Volkswagen, and there's this guy there that, like, they did a chili cook-off. Okay, they were always doing chili cook-offs and stuff like that in the shop. Well, this guy goes, yeah, you're not going to like my chili because it's super hot. And Tony's like, okay. So what he did was, he says, here, just try this. And he goes, you just try it just a little bit. And so Tony's like, okay, fine. So he stuck his pinky in this hot sauce. He goes, this is what I put in my chili. And Tony said he was sick. It was so spicy, so hot. And I'm like, why? Why in the world would you put something like that in your mouth, in your throat, in your gut? Like, why? I don't get that. I don't understand the obsession with hot, so stupid hot that you can't even taste anything, so it just burns everything. I'm a fan of tasting my food, not killing my body. I'm crazy, not stupid. Yep. My Hungarians are spicy, not super spicy, but a good sweet spicy. Yeah, see, if it's got some sweetness to it to kind of tame down that fire, it's not too bad, but Deb gave me some taco seasoning and he said it was reasonably spicy. That's what she wrote on the bag. And honestly, it didn't seem spicy at all. So I liked it. It was pretty good. But she's like, no, this will be reasonably spicy, which I thought was kind of funny. The resulting endorphins are addictive like sex, or so I've been told. Nah, I'm not. I don't think so. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, madam. Because there is anything but sexy out of that. I don't know. Spicy doesn't make me feel all randy. Even Alex will eat some Hungarian peppers, then complain his mouth is burning. Ah! Well, your kids are funny though. And I think kids are I don't know. I think kids are funny too when it comes to food. They'll usually try just about anything, or they won't try anything at all. So I have to say I was kind of like that as a child. But for the most part, I ate what was put in front of me for the most part, or I went hungry. And it was I wasn't quite so strict with my kids. The only thing that I did with my kids was, if you don't eat it, Like, we're not gonna be snacking all night long, so, you know, eat supper. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but it's what we got, and you at least have to try it. So, and if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to, you don't have to eat it, but I'm not going to make a second meal just for you. So, you're either going to eat it or you're going to be hungry. And you have to at least try it. Whereas when I was growing up, it was, I don't care if you like it or not, you're eating it. And that's where a lot of my food habits, my bad food habits came in, I think, is because I was forced to eat stuff that I did not like and did not, didn't settle well with my stomach or my palate, whatever it may be. So I was forced to eat a lot of crap I didn't like at all. But again, it was, well, you're going to be awful damn hungry then, because there's nothing. I grew up pretty poor. Until my teenage years, when I got a job, then I could buy whatever I wanted, eat whatever I wanted at that point, because I was rarely home. I was either at a school function, or working. So I was a pretty good kid, actually. Or I was with Tony, that's what we did. And we did a lot of cruising around. But I worked a lot of hours for being in high school, almost full time, most of the time. So, and in the summertime, I was working full time, even when I was playing softball. So, kids' taste buds are geared towards sweet from infancy. When they get older, they get a rounder palate. This is true. Yep. The unreasonable chili powder has habanero, and the WTF flamethrower had ghost pepper. Oh no! See, I grew ghost peppers, but I didn't eat them. I wouldn't eat them. Nope. You don't go hungry more than 2 nights before they cave. Yeah, this is true. Most of them, I always caved, but I also, there were a lot of times where it was, you aren't leaving this table until it's gone. But I'm not hungry. Don't care. You're going to sit and eat. But I'm not hungry. And one of my favorite meals has always been, I love spaghetti. And, even on nights where we had spaghetti or something of that nature, that I really, really liked and I wasn't hungry, it's like, well, can't we just save it and I can eat some later when I am hungry? Nope, you'll eat with the family, you'll eat when it's ready, or you won't eat at all. And then you get forced to sit there and eat, and that's not good either. So, you know what? This guy also has gnats in it. That's where the suckers are coming from now. I just scooped up well, that's not good. Crap. Spent too much time outside in the elements and in moisture. Well, these are getting potted up. They'll only be in the front porch on plant racks for these particular ones. Will only be in there for probably a couple days, and then I'll move them out to the hoop house. I want to give them a little bit of resting time indoors. Of course, the hoop house is nice and warm, so I guess it probably won't matter. Be better light. You made up for it after you were divorced. Yeah, food that makes you sick is a different story. It really is. It's a whole different ball game there. But my stepmom, she's like, I don't care. And she was kind. I loved my stepmom, but that was one thing that she never budged on. She's like, we don't have money to waste food, so you got to eat. You got to eat when it's there, and if you don't like it, it doesn't matter. You got to eat it because you know, I'm not going to let you go hungry. So she was never mean about it. It's just I couldn't get down from the table until my bowl was completely clean. And I think that also creates very unhealthy eating habits. Same with my kids. Try it. You don't have to eat it if you don't like it. I'm not making another meal, but that's why all my kids can make their own food. Exactly. Yep. My son calls me all of the time. Mom, how do you make this? How do you make this? Because he didn't, I don't know. And Kennedy, my oldest, she has really, since she's been out on her own now, she is trying so many new things, and she has learned how to make her own orange chicken. And the only thing I don't like is that the sauce that she uses is the canned or the jarred Panda Express orange chicken sauce. I do not like that. It has too much of an oyster taste to it, and I don't like that at all. It's just got a twang to it. It's nope. And you know me, I don't do sea bugs. I think after I get all of my plants in, it's funny because so this is how this is going to merge. It's going to transition into this. I am going to try to get all this stuff done with the plants and all that fun hoo-ha. And then I am going to, once I get everything settled, I'm going to go ahead and go get my fishing license. And I'm going to start actually fishing for, I'll be fishing for my animals, actually, because Tony and I don't eat fish. I've been trying to change my animals' food over, their diet, because I'm telling you, commercial dog food is the worst. The commercial dog and cat food, it's horrible stuff. It is so bad for them. I have not found a good one yet, and 2 of my dogs are getting up there in age, and we're having a lot more bladder and kidney issues. And huskies are notorious for this, but so are just older dogs in general, and cats. And I've noticed that my cats are starting to have issues too. So I think it's best. I should have done it long ago. I should never have not done it. And that was put them on I'm going to open the lid up here a little bit. Is to put them on a more natural diet. So I've been trying to transition them, and if I give them, I'll give them like a half a cup of their kibble, of their hard dog food, in the morning, well, around noon. And in that, they get some meat, usually just, I don't know, about 3 or 4 tablespoons of meat. And if I give them canned meat, it's rinsed first, so I don't feed my animals canned meat like straight out of the can without rinsing it, because there's too much sodium in there. They don't need that. But I'm slowly trying to transition them to a more natural diet. So I'm going to at least get my fishing license. So I'm hoping here in the next couple weeks I'll be doing that, and I'll be doing a lot of fishing this summer. And I don't mind fishing. I like to go fishing. I just don't like to eat fish. I don't like river or pond fish. It tastes like mud. It tastes exactly like where it came out of. So that's a big fat no for me. Now I do like cod, but it's highly processed and breaded, which is not good for me because I'm not supposed to be eating the breading. So yeah. But we'll see how it goes. I really want to do that. And if I can get my greenhouse built over the summer. Darn it. There's 1, 2, 3 broken. 3 more of those. They're like broken here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Yeah, there you go. Well, that sucks, donkey poo. Huh. I guess 6 so far out of how many? 6 so far out of 150 isn't too bad, I guess. Can you guys hear the background music at all? Because it's in the StreamYard program. And I thought it'd be kind of nice to have some background music and not get a copyright strike. But I think it kind of helps people. Kung Pao sauce, yeah. Okay, oh, here comes the air conditioner again. Forcing a child to eat is why there are so many eating disorders. I agree. It causes good. I'm glad. I think it causes way more problems than it fixes. So I agree with you. I think that's probably why you got a lot of kids who don't like, a lot of foods, and they will only eat certain processed foods. And then you've got kids who end up being bulimic or anorexic or both. And that's a really sad state of affairs, because I was pretty much, as a teenager, I didn't really eat. I was pretty anorexic, I guess. Not because I didn't feel like, or it was because I didn't feel like eating. It wasn't because, I mean, obviously I had body image issues, and I still do, very much so. I have a very deep hatred for my body, so, which is not a good thing. And I also feel like I passed that on to my girls for a while, and now they don't care. Like, they're just like, nope, I am who I am. So I think that's a good thing. But I just didn't really eat. I ate when I was hungry. I ate, and when I did eat, I really didn't eat a lot of junk. So, like when I was doing sports, I'd eat a lot of I eat a lot of proteins, but you know, that was only to help recover. Because I mean, I ran track, I played softball, I was a cheerleader for basketball. Yeah, I did, and then I was very active in choir, which is not necessarily physical, but you know, you still need to be in good health. So I was very active in school. Very active in school. I'm trying to move some of these around so I can get more cups. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33. Oh my gosh. 36, 39, 42. I have 43 potted up right now. That's crazy. And I still have, well, I have a whole another flat of Romas to go. This is only half of, just over half of this flat. I'm going to have a lot of Roma tomatoes, which is just fine with me. Because that just means more sauce for me, which I'm not supposed to have. So I'm not supposed to eat a lot of, oh gosh, dairy's a no-no. Most nuts are no-no. I mean, almond milk and oat milk are a no-no for me. It's supposed to be. Because of my health conditions, my gut condition, and my fibro, and all that other stuff. But nightshades are supposed to be a no-no. That kind of stuff. So, yeah, the AIP, autoimmune protocol diet, it sucks. Hi, Donnell. How are you? So I'm not real sure how to adjust to it if I actually go to it. If I actually go through with it and do what my my GI doctor told me to do, I don't know how I'm gonna cope with it, to be fair. So, because most of the foods that I love, I cannot have. I'm not supposed to have, I should say. Not gonna lie, this chair is starting to hurt my bum. You know what? I think most everyone is doing well. I'm doing pretty good today. I got I had to get up super early. I took Tony to his urology appointment, and they didn't scope, so that was a good thing. But we came home, but it hit 92 here today. Like, it was so freaking hot and humid. It was horrible. I don't know. What did you guys hit over there in Nebraska? And you got to go and play outside today, didn't you, Jess? And I'm sorry, Donnell, you'll hear my my air conditioner kick on and off because I'm in my dining room and my unit is exposed, my furnace unit. But so it kicks on and off, obviously. I'm gonna have to be done here before too long because it's dark out and the dogs are going to want to come in. It's time for them to come in so they can eat and drink and destroy my house later, I'm sure. I love the garden. Yes. This is my jam. It's like I was saying earlier, so I was forced into very early retirement from being a nurse, and firefighter and paramedic. And it was my heart and soul. And so I had to redirect my purpose. And so now I grow life like this and through my animals. And I take care of life that way instead of in my former state. So my former state of health, my former life, I guess. I don't know. It's funny. I feel like I've very consciously now lived 2 to 3 lifetimes at this point, like just within the last several years of my life, because it has changed drastically. It really has. So I feel like I've lived several lifetimes within this lifetime. I'm very conscious about it. I don't know, Deb, can you see this back here? My little, it's actually witches going around a fire at Stonehenge. And that's up all the time because I'm a witch. So, and then I have all of the fertility goddess, and I've got my crystals and stuff. My moon water's back there. I've got a little hand besom broom. I've got a bundle of sage, and yeah, my little gnome witches. Yeah. I'm very witchy. 70s tomorrow up to 94. Yeah, right? It's crazy. What, kids were being loud? You know what? I'll tell you what, Donnell. I don't have any canning recipes because I haven't canned since I was a kid. Not even water bath canned. So I don't have a pressure canner. I want one terribly. Like, I want one so bad. I would love. I'm gonna have to get one come harvest time because in order to can meat, you really need to pressure cook it. You need to pressure can it. I'm not one of those. I'm not a rebel canner. Nope. I'm not a rebel canner. I know that people do a lot of things very unconventionally, and that's great for them, but I'm not going to be that way. And then also acidic foods really need to be, things like tomatoes, tomato sauce, tomato everything. It really should be pressure canned and not just water bath. And I actually learned that from my grandma Dorsher. Well, actually both of my grandmas, my grandma Dorsher and my grandma Worth. So I did a lot of it when I was a kid, but I don't have any recipes. I don't remember how to do. Water bath canning is pretty straightforward, but pressure canning, like I don't know pressures and certain recipes or anything like that. Also, so what I'm doing is, right? Yeah, you're a rebel, but not that much of a rebel. Yeah, exactly. Like I just, until until I get comfortable with my skill, I'm probably going to stick pretty close to the norm, just because, until I know what until I'm proficient. We'll say that, until I'm proficient. Otherwise, I don't do a whole lot of things very conventionally. So I'm just potting up about 500 frickin' tomato plants right now. Seems like it. 9:20. Okay. I'm gonna have to get off here pretty quick, just because I've got 4, 8, 12. I have 16 2-inch blocks left. Some have 1 tomato plant, some have 3, some have 2. I have no idea. These are actually Romas, and I'm potting them up, and I'm gonna go up. I'll probably leave them in here overnight, and then tomorrow I'll go take them out to the hoop house. We're supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow, mid 70s. I'm telling you, 92 sucked today. It wasn't even so much the heat as it got so humid. That was rotten. I don't like the humidity. It does not make me feel good at all. So, all right. So what are the plants? Like these guys, these particular ones, they look pretty. They don't look really green. They look more of a yellow green. So I'm probably going to have to put some. When I put them in the garden, in the ground, I'm going to have to throw some Epsom salt in there, and maybe some egg, at least eggshell. Because they haven't been overly wet. So, anyway, my mom water bath canned a ton of food. Our house was miserably warm for weeks during the season. Yeah, it will be, but it's worth it when you can eat. I remember I was pretty young, but I mean, I remember especially, so my grandma and grandpa Dorsher were farmers, and there was really not a whole lot that was not produced on that farm. We had beef cattle. They had some dairy cattle, and only for milk and butter and stuff like that at home. They didn't sell it or anything like that. They weren't a dairy. I remember Grandma making butter a lot, and they had, even though, well, because they farmed commercially, they were still a family farm, but they still farmed commercially as far as like crops go. And then Grandma always had a huge garden, and I remember like canning up, we canned everything. Ground meat all the time. Oh my God, we canned butter. It was just nuts. I don't remember doing a lot of it because I was so young, but I was there and I remember it. But they had chickens and turkeys and beef cattle, dairy cattle, horses. hogs. I mean, every meat that you could that we ate, it came off the farm. And I remember the meat grinder constantly. I was always in charge of the meat grinder, or apples, straining apples for applesauce and putting them through the sieve, and just I remember all of that stuff, and making apple butter and canning it. It was great. Yeah, I do. I live in humidity central. You're right. I don't know what they planted this year around my house. Last year was soybeans, so I'm sure this year will be corn, which they've asked actually. They've asked the farmers to try to plant more corn to make more ethanol, and because it's greener. It's not greener when it's destroying your water tables. It's not greener when it's polluting the environment more. I mean, because what happens is, these crops are taking all of this water, this moisture from the ground, from the fields, obviously, which is taking from our water tables, etc. And then the ethanol plant, which is down the road, is actually draining our water table even more. And they're spraying more chemicals on because they've denuded the land, the fields, completely, and made them completely void of any nutritional value. And then they're spraying more chemicals because, well, they got to be better resistant to pests and better resistant to drought. They got to be more drought tolerant. And yeah, it's a hot vicious cycle. And I don't understand the line of thinking. I don't think I'm going to plant this guy. His true leaves up here are so tiny in comparison. I'm debating on whether or not to take this one out, because I don't know, I just don't think he's very big. I can tell the inner blocks are still pretty moist, but the outer blocks, I let them dry out for a couple of days before I decided I was going to plant them or pot them up, so that they would come out of they actually come out of the dirt easier, surprisingly. They come out of the germinating soil a little easier. See, this guy is tiny. I don't know if he's going to be worth planting up either. Come back here. It's not going anywhere. And I don't have very good roots on some of these. We'll see if they survive, I guess. Up pot them all. Yes, size does matter, Deb. Girl. Ethanol plant used pesticide treated corn and dumped it illegally, and now it is a poison site. Yep. Affected ponds and the water table. Yep, that's it's pretty typical. That's what's going on here. And they're wanting to run a pipeline of methane. They're wanting to run an underground pipeline of methane through the state of Iowa up through to North Dakota. Yeah. And then I don't know what they're doing. I've just, I tell you, the crap I hear coming from just state and county government is insane to me. Like, what in the hell are these people thinking? And you know what's funny is that methane from, I actually watched a documentary on this. You know that the methane from even cattle, like huge cattle lots, don't have that much effect on greenhouse effect. They don't really produce enough, according to the documentary, which I find absolutely, I mean, I did not think that that was an issue, but I guess it's an issue. And they're trying to blame it all on the cattle. You know, all these big cattle ranchers and hog farmers and stuff. And I'm like, it's not the methane issue, people. You're polluting our waterways and, I mean, all these other things, and that's what you're going to worry about. Okay. Okay. They will not be happy until they've destroyed the earth. None of them will. All right. Let's see. I've been on for 2.5 hours. I think it's probably good. Okay, so what are the plans for the week, ladies and gentlemen? Or I don't know who else here. I guess so. My lovelies, what are the plans for the week? I'm going to continue to up-pot, but they will be rich. Yes, they will. I'm going to continue to up-pot my stuff and put in the hoop house and work on tilling over the garden or tilling under the garden. Planting new seed. I actually have shirt orders I need to get done. Saturday, I'm going to one of my niece's graduation parties. They're having, and then graduation for that niece and another one is on the following Sunday. And so her graduation party then, because it's, my mom's like, well, it'd be easier to just do, we're just going to do one of the girls is on the 14th, and then the other one, they'll have her party on the 22nd, after graduation ceremony. Like, okay, sounds good. So I'm making them shirts. So I got to go get those taken care of tomorrow while I'm out and about. I got to go pick up their shirts that I'm making, that I can, that I've got designs for, and I got to mail off customer project for the studio. I got to get some protein powder and some other stuff to put to make smoothies and stuff. With my new Ninja Blend. I am so excited to use that thing. Oh my gosh. I have some, I'm doing some stuff in trade for, I gotta make up some not stickers, but masking. And I just ordered it, so it should be here tomorrow. I ordered it last week, so it should be here tomorrow, it says. And that'll be for a project that my friend is doing. So I told him, yes, I will make your masking. That'll be fine. And he does, Village Cuddle Mix is a little better, maybe. But he's doing wood burning designs with gunpowder. So, which is really cool. It's a cool, really popular thing to do, but I'm excited to see what he does. But and then he was going to do he's going to do some cutting boards. So track meet Thursday, graduation Saturday. Rock on. Let's see, what else am I going to do? Garden. Fencing. Oh yeah, I'm refencing my garden. I'm going to try and get as much of my garden enclosed with the fencing that I have. I have one more 50-foot roll, and I've got 2 rolls that I don't know how many feet are on those because they were previously used. They're just rolled up, and I've had these forever. So I'll be digging out T-posts this week from an old fence line here that I took fencing off of because it was old like field fencing with barbed wire running through it. So, and it was all on the ground and broken here and there and rusted through there, and yeah, like that's a hazard. I don't want that. So I'm going to probably steal some of those T-posts to help put in the rest of the fencing around the garden. And so in total, I would say my garden in total is 6,000 square feet. And then, but I want to take the fencing out probably by a couple of feet on all sides so that I've got some room to move in there. And then I got to figure out a gate situation. But yeah, I think that's going to be my projects for the week. I got to build this incubator, get this going, because I'm supposed to be hatching eggs soon. But I got to get this, I'm like, oh, I can hatch eggs about any time. You know, I can't plant anytime I want. So, this is so little, I don't know. So, yes, I am going to sell extra produce, and I actually got I've had my farm number from the USDA. I've had my farm number for 3 years, and I finally got tax exempt for like buying farm supplies and things like that at one of the local retailer farm stores. And I am also wanting to do, if I have enough extra, I'm actually wanting to do farmers market or some sort of maybe a CSA kind of situation. And I might sell seedlings too, just because I need to. I mean, I've got a huge garden. Deb has seen the expanse of my garden. So she can tell you it's freaking crazy big. I mean, 6,000 square feet is that's a lot of dirt to plant into. So, but my goal this year Oh, I've got an itchy nose and I have dirty hands, of course. My goal this year is to grow, like keep that garden going. I'm hoping pretty close to year round this year. I don't know if I can make that happen, but I would love to. I feel better when I'm in the dirt. I'm so much more connected. I am so much more myself when I'm out, playing in the dirt. So, yes, my garden is bigger than your entire yard and house. Yes, this is true. This is true. It is going to be a ton of work, but I don't know. I feel extra committed this year. I haven't felt this committed throughout these last several years, but I am really determined to make sure that I have plenty of food stored. I really hate being food insecure, and I don't want other people being food insecure either. So hopefully I can help contribute to combating that. But all right, well, my dogs are barking, which means Pony's coming in from the shop, and it's 9:45, so it is time for me to shut down, and I gotta go shut my chickens in and all of that fun stuff. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and I wish you all many blessings, and I will see you next week, same time, same bat channel. And if you can, please try to send out your prayers, your energies, whatever, like candles for my niece and my my friend Kat, and also Terry's son he's not doing very well either. Like, he's having some real issues. So just try to help heal the world, I guess. But anyway, so good night. Love you. Thank you very much. And I will see you all next week. And oh yeah, I forgot this last week. Live from the earth and play in the dirt. Maybe.